Once upon a time, in a quiet green forest where the trees whispered softly and the sun peeked through the leaves, lived two best friends named Hoppy and Jumpy. Hoppy was a gentle little rabbit with snowy white fur and big, twinkling eyes. He loved to hop through the meadows, nibbling on clover and listening to the peaceful sounds of the forest. Jumpy was a cheerful monkey with a long, curly tail and a bright, happy smile. He loved to swing from the branches, tell funny stories, and make everyone laugh. One cool morning, Hoppy woke up in his cozy burrow. He stretched his little paws, wiggled his nose, and peeked outside. The world was quiet and fresh, with dewdrops sparkling on every blade of grass. Hoppy felt happy and excited for a new day. He quickly nibbled on a crunchy carrot and hopped out to find his best friend, Jumpy. As Hoppy reached the big oak tree in the center of the forest, he saw Jumpy swinging from the branches, doing flips and giggling. "Good morning, Hoppy," Jumpy called, landing softly beside his friend. "Good morning, Jumpy," Hoppy replied, his ears standing tall. "What shall we do today?" Jumpy grinned. "Let's go on a discovery adventure. I heard from the wise old owl that there's a hidden pond deep in the forest. They say it's so clear you can see the sky and all the stars in it, even in the daytime. Would you like to find it with me?" Hoppy's eyes grew wide with wonder. "A pond that shows the stars? That sounds magical. Let's go together." So, Hoppy and Jumpy set off, side by side, along a winding path that led deeper into the heart of the forest. The air was cool and fresh, and the sunlight danced on the leaves above them. As they walked, they listened to the birds singing and watched butterflies flutter by. After a while, they came to a bubbling brook. The water was so clear they could see tiny fish swimming and shiny pebbles at the bottom. Hoppy hopped onto a flat stone and looked across the brook. "How will we get to the other side?" he wondered. Jumpy grinned and said, "I'll swing across and find a branch for you." He climbed up a tree and used his long tail to swing from branch to branch until he found a sturdy stick. He dropped it gently across the brook, making a little bridge. "Thank you, Jumpy," said Hoppy, hopping carefully across the stick. When he reached the other side, he and Jumpy high-fived and continued on their way. As they walked, they heard a soft rustling in the bushes. Out popped a tiny hedgehog, looking worried. "Hello, little hedgehog," said Hoppy kindly. "Is something wrong?" The hedgehog sniffled. "I lost my way home. I was looking for berries and now I can't find my burrow." Jumpy knelt down and smiled. "Don't worry, we'll help you. Let's look for clues together." So, Hoppy, Jumpy, and the little hedgehog searched the forest floor. They looked for tiny paw prints and listened for the sound of other hedgehogs. Hoppy's sharp eyes spotted a trail of berry juice leading behind a big oak tree. "Look. Maybe your home is this way," said Hoppy. The hedgehog followed the trail and soon found his cozy burrow hidden under some leaves. He was so happy, he hugged Hoppy and Jumpy tightly. "Thank you for helping me," he cheered. "You're welcome," said Hoppy and Jumpy together. Helping friends is the best adventure of all. After saying goodbye to the hedgehog, Hoppy and Jumpy continued their journey. The forest grew thicker, and the light became softer. They saw a family of deer grazing quietly, and a squirrel gathering nuts for winter. Everyone in the forest seemed calm and happy. Soon, they reached a clearing where a wise old owl was resting on a sunny branch. "Hello, wise owl," called Jumpy. "Can you tell us how to find the hidden pond?" The owl blinked slowly and said, "Follow the path where the sunlight sparkles on the ground. When you hear the song of the nightingale, you will be close." Hoppy and Jumpy thanked the owl and looked for the sparkling path. Soon, they saw a trail of light dancing on the grass, leading them deeper into the forest. They followed it quietly, listening for the nightingale's song. After a while, they heard the sweetest music, soft and beautiful, like a lullaby. It was the nightingale, singing from a branch above. Hoppy and Jumpy stopped to listen, feeling peaceful and calm. As the song faded, they saw a gentle glow ahead. They walked towards it and found themselves in a magical glade. In the center was the hidden pond, as still as glass. When Hoppy and Jumpy looked into the water, they saw not only their own reflections, but also the sky and tiny twinkling stars, even though it was still daytime. Hoppy and Jumpy sat down by the pond, amazed by its beauty. They watched dragonflies skim across the water and listened to the gentle breeze. The pond was so peaceful that Hoppy and Jumpy felt like they could stay there forever. "This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen," whispered Hoppy. "Yes," agreed Jumpy, and I'm glad we found it together. They spent the afternoon by the pond, making daisy chains and telling stories. They even made a tiny boat out of leaves and watched it float across the water. As the sun began to set, the pond's surface glowed with golden light, and the stars in the water seemed to shine even brighter. Hoppy and Jumpy knew it was time to head home, but they promised to return to the hidden pond and share its beauty with their friends. On the way back, they helped a little mouse find her way home and shared their last carrot with a hungry squirrel. Every step of the journey was filled with kindness and laughter. When they reached the old oak tree, the sky was painted with soft pink and purple colors. Hoppy and Jumpy sat together, watching the stars appear in the real sky, just like they had seen in the pond. I'm glad we helped our friends and found the hidden pond, said Hoppy. Me too, said Jumpy. Every day is special when we're together. They promised to always help others, explore new places, and share their adventures. Soon, Hoppy hopped back to his cozy burrow, and Jumpy climbed up to his leafy treehouse. They snuggled in, feeling safe and happy. As they drifted off to sleep, they dreamed of sparkling ponds, gentle songs, and the magic of friendship. Good night, little ones. May your dreams be filled with gentle adventures, beautiful places, and the happiest friendships, just like Hoppy and Jumpy. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to Fuzzy Fable Factory and tap the like button. We can't wait to share more gentle adventures and bedtime stories with you. Sweet dreams.